Hello, welcome back to the homestead. I finally got a nice sunshiny day where there's no wind blowing, so I think we're going to walk down here and check on the honeybees, see if they made it through the winter, and if they look good, we might try to get in the middle of them and check them out. So let's walk down here and check and see how they're doing. But they look like they're doing good. There's a lot of pollen coming in and out, a lot of red pollen and yellow pollen. The other hive over there is looking good too. Alright, well, since I'm such a big chicken, I'm going to go get my suit on and get my smoker, and we'll get in them and see what they look like after this winter. So y'all sit tight. Alright, so don't mind the messy garage here, but like I said, I'm a big chicken when it comes to the honeybees, as far as getting in the middle of them and not getting stung. So I'm going to try out, I got a new bee suit last year from Dayton Bee Company, and this one actually breathes a little bit. The last one I had didn't breathe at all. Man, you really sweat on the hot days in the summertime messing with the bees. But get the smoker going here. Find some stuff here to get in it and get burning. I use a lot of wood chips, just a lot of pine shavings, real fine pine shavings to go in there to keep it smoking. Also use baling twine. It works out good. Let me see. Let me look around here and see what I can find to get started with. Paper. So I haven't been into the bees yet this year, just because of the weather. But, I've had them for about 5 years or so, and in that time I've gotten about, I don't know, maybe 60 pounds, 70 pounds of honey out of them. I've had a tough time with them. The first couple of years they didn't even produce honey. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what in the world I was doing wrong. But last year, or I'm sorry, the year before last year, they actually turned out and did pretty good. Last year they did good as well, but I screwed up. I was borrowing a neighbor's honey extractor, and I ended up I didn't get to them in time. I had, I don't know, probably 60 pounds of honey last year. Didn't get to it in time, and had wax moths got in it and just ate all my frames, ate all the honeycomb, just really made a mess of it. So I lost most of that honey last year. I lost probably 50 pounds of honey last year is what I lost. So I'm going to try to do a better job of it this year. I'm going to get out some swarm traps soon. First part of April I'll be putting out some traps to try to catch some swarms. I found that's the best way for me to do to catch to getting more bees, more hives going. You know, if you go out and you buy nukes from somebody, or if you buy packages from somebody, you know, you're getting bees from the southern United States, and here in northern Kentucky, it's northeast Kentucky, it's sometimes those bees don't do so well. So rather than spend a couple $100, $150 on a nuke, or you know, $120 on a package, I like to just go catch mine for free. Yeah, ooh, smoke. But we'll also this spring, when we start catching swarms, I'll take you guys along, show you how it's done. It's pretty simple. It can be, it can get pretty hairy, you know, if you don't know what's happening. I can see where it would get kind of iffy for people, but there's really nothing to it. It's pretty simple. But I think I got everything I need. I got my hive tool, my gloves, so let's walk back down to the hives. Alright, so the bees are pretty interested in the camera right now. Went ahead and threw my head cover on before I got going. They're kind of interested in me too, so we'll get into them here and check them and see what's going on. If you hear a dog barking in the background, Lox has decided that she doesn't need to stay in our pasture, so she's in a kennel behind the camera here. She doesn't know what's going on. She's whimpering and whining, wanting to get out. But this colony here, this was a swarm that I caught about 3 years ago, and they've always done really well. They're a good survivor stock. They're actually a good honey producing stock. It's kind of funny. I guess colonies are kind of like people with different personalities, different traits. But this colony, compared to the other one on the other end of the row here, these are the first bees out in the morning. You know, it might still be a little cool. They're gonna be the first bees out in the morning, and they always produce the most honey. They're still really docile bee. So it was a colony or a swarm that I caught. So they were free bees, which you can't beat free bees. Hopefully my smoker gets going here, so I can see what I need to do. But you know, I bought a couple nukes when I first started, and had some alright luck with them. They didn't do the best, but for just getting started, you know, there's nothing wrong with buying some bees to get started and get your feet wet, figure it out. You know, once you get going, there's no reason not to trap them. Save yourself a lot of money that way. So, man, these gloves are stiff. I got all this stuff on them from last year. Still stiff. Alright, so let's smoke them. Open them up. Like I said, we got a lot of pollen on them right now. A lot of red pollen, bright red pollen, coming off some maple trees close by. I put these straps on here to keep, we get a lot of wind up here on this hilltop. So I put the straps on there to help keep the wind off, or from blowing the tops off these things. Several dead bees on top, but that's pretty much normal. And they really got it stuck together this time. Hear that? They get their propolis in there. It's like their glue, holds everything together. So pop the top off here and get in there and see, make sure the queen's laying. There's a lot of bees, so I'm sure that she is. I don't know if y'all can see that or not very well. Smoke them and they'll all go back down in there and get some honey. So, of course, the cooler it is outside, the harder it is to separate these frames and to pull them out. This propolis, if it's warm, you're good. You can pull these things apart. It comes apart super easy. Man, when it's kind of cold, just start pulling nails and pulling these frames apart. Pain in the butt sometimes. They still got a lot of honey here on this frame. See here, and I don't know how well it's going to turn out on camera. I can't make the camera zoom in with gloves on, but focus. But you can see all this honey, all this honeycomb here is still capped, so they're still doing good. They shouldn't have any problem surviving through the rest of this early spring here anyway. Should just a little smoke to keep this thing going. See how they all come back up on here when the smoke clears. This frame here still got a lot of honey on it, so I'm not even going to pull it out. I can see it from up here. Looks like the next one's got honey too. If it's got any brood in it or not, we'll leave it in there for a minute. Alright, let's try to get this one up out of here and check it out. It's full of bees. Full of bees. Yeah, there's some good brood on this one. So what you want to see is you get your honey up here on the corners, and you want this to be your brood pattern. You can see. Let's see if we can see it here. I can't even see my camera. All right. So right here, real bright red pollen on these bees' legs. It's pretty neat looking. So here's your brood pattern. It all looks healthy. There's actually some larvae down in there where the bees have hatched. There's some more over here. It's gonna be hard to see right now, but so there's pollen here, all up and through here. They're packing in the pollen, which is great. That's what they're going to use to make the honey to feed the bees, feed the new bees. Put it back in here. So we know this queen's doing good. I'm gonna pull one more frame. Look at it. Smoke them a little bit, calm them down a little. Kind of smoke myself. They're not fans of being pulled apart. I guess it's like somebody coming into your house and ripping your house apart while you're trying to clean it. So we'll check this one real quick, and then probably turn them back in. So, yeah, this is, I mean, that's full of brood. That's a good laying pattern. The queen is doing really good in this hive. That's exciting. They're already busting at the seams, numbers wise, so we start getting a lot of good nectar producing days, and this hive's gonna go crazy producing honey for me. Yeah, look at that. All that bright red pollen on their legs. That's neat looking. But there's some yellow pollen on this one's legs. So yeah, they're doing good, doing real good. So I'm gonna close this one back up, and then we'll get into the one on the end, make sure they're doing just as good. See if we need to help them out any. The biggest thing with these bees is move slow. And don't be afraid to smoke. I know there's a lot of people don't like to smoke, say it sets them back a couple days as far as producing honey, because it disorients them. It could. That's fine. You know, if you're comfortable working them without smoke, that's fine. I've done it before. I'm still not comfortable with it though. They like to get all in your business when you're messing with them if you're not smoking them. But anyway, if you just move slow, push these frames back together slow. Don't try not to smush anybody. They don't seem to mind too bad. They just, the good Lord put in them that they got a job to do, and that's all they're concerned about unless you start messing with them. So smoke them just a little bit more. Throw this frame of honey back in. Oh, look at this. Let's see if we can get this on camera here. My mask was off. Be licking that honey off. Man, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, get the lid back on. back on there. This back on. Still moving slow because I don't want to crush a bunch of bees and have everybody ticked off and following me for the next 3 days in the yard. That's straightened out. Do the same thing with this hive. We're just going to check it real quick and make sure everybody's doing good. They're bringing in a lot of pollen too, so I'm pretty confident they're doing good. See the critters in the background out here soaking up the sunshine, enjoying it. Hive beetles, don't like that, but typically anytime you got bees you're going to have beetles or moths or mites. Just don't want to. There's one there, so we can kill him. So that's one less beetle. Top off this thing. Oh yeah, there's a lot of bees in this one too. Looks good. Look, hive looks good so far. So you want to see a lot of bees on top like that. Turn you around so I can make sure I can see you here. So anyway, so you want to make sure you got a lot of bees on top. You start smoking them a little bit, and they'll all get down in the frames and leave you alone. A couple of them will fly off. Anyway, pull a couple frames out like we did the last hive just to check it. Just make sure that it's doing good. We'll start on this side. We have a little more room to move over here. Man, they get these things together tight. Golly. Like I said, later in the spring, summer, we start getting into these things when they have after it's warmed up a good bit. Yeah, see that frame's trying to come apart, but they'll do a lot better. The warmth actually helps out the propolis. It doesn't stick nearly as much. So see if we can get this stuff out of here without pulling it apart, making a mess. I don't think everything's coming out easy. Try back on this side. That one's coming apart too. Man. We might have to just forget about pulling this one out yet. Wait until a warmer day. Get a day up in the 70s where we can check it. I mean, it looks pretty good. Let me get you over here where you can get down in there and see. I don't know how far down in there y'all can see, but I mean the bees they're doing a good job. There's a lot of them. But give them a warm day. I'm not concerned with them at all. There's so many bees in this thing right now. I'm not concerned with this one as far as making sure everything's good. If the queen wasn't in there doing good, they wouldn't have this amount of numbers coming out of winter. So I don't feed my bees through the winter. I just don't. So I know the queen's doing good, the hive's doing good, healthy looking. We'll If we get a good warm day, we'll open it up, see if we can find the queen. A lot of times, as a general rule of thumb, you don't have to find the queen every time you're in the hive. As long as you can find evidence where she's been in there, as far as eggs, larvae, such, you don't have to find the queen. You're better off if, once you get comfortable to where you know you don't have to find the queen, if you can just find some larvae, find some eggs, and then close it back up, because what'll happen is you'll get digging in and you'll find that queen, or you'll keep digging and trying to find her. And I've done this several times when I first started. And you'll mess around long enough and you'll squish the queen, kill her, and then you got to start all over. So anyway, let's go up here and get out of this stuff, and we'll so the bees look great. Pretty excited about this time, or this spring. You know, last year I didn't have as good of a colony or colonies going into the spring, because I actually ended up losing like 4 hives last year. They just didn't do very well last year for me. So there's still a bee flying around me here. So anyway, this year I've got several empty hive boxes to get filled up with bees. I'm excited about it, because usually I've got way too many bees and not enough boxes, and I'm trying to find somebody to buy some bees, and which isn't really that hard to do, but anyway, so yeah, this spring we'll go out, we'll catch bees in April and May, probably June. Show y'all how I do that, how simple it is once you get comfortable with it. It's pretty cool, but saves a lot of money too. So let's see if we can get into anything else today. So before we get Belle, I just realized I forgot to give y'all an update on the rabbit that was due to kit, or to have kits, I guess she would be kindling, the other day. So Thursday morning she ended up having 5 little ones, 5 babies, and had some problems with her. She was not taking the best care of them, so we had to go pull her inside of the house, and so we can keep a better eye on the babies. So I gotta feed her real quick, and then we'll show you all, get some better light. So I gotta feed her real quick, and then we'll show you guys, show you what the babies will look like. But if you look down in here, you can see them moving around in there. They are ugly little things, hairless, pink. They're starting to get a little more white to them now, but they seem to be doing good. They seem to be healthy. We did lose one. She had 5. Now we've got 4. We had to, when we brought them inside, they were cold and not moving. So my wife, she put them in some warm water to bring up her body temperature, and that really helped them out. Gave them a good jump on it. So we'll now we'll go get Belle and move her across the road to the other pasture. Like an animal parade. Don't take one, you gotta take them all. Alright, better eat some grass for a minute. Actually, I think I'm just going to let her graze for a little bit. She's not going to go anywhere. Best grass she's had so far. She's happy. Good there, Belle. That good. Sorry. So while Belle's out enjoying the grass in the backyard, I'm going to clean out the rabbit dropping pans. These cages are the perfect size for these pans to sit in, and they catch everything. And if you clean them out about once a week, or once every other week, depending on how much time you have, they don't get to be too much of a hassle. About once a month I'll pull them out and I'll rinse them out and get them good and clean. I don't do it every time because I usually don't have the time, but so the rabbit droppings, we actually use them straight on the garden, or around our fruit trees or our berry bushes. You can just take this stuff out and dump it right on. It's great. I've put so much on my garden and my fruit trees this winter that now I'm just kind of dumping it in the yard where the grass is not in the best shape. See how it does. See how it does helping out our grass. See if that makes it grow better. I'm sure it would. I don't know why it wouldn't. But go dump this and come back and get the rest of it. So Bella's out there mowing the yard to perfection. All the high spots in the grass. She's just going to town. Loving it. So I think it's the bottom left. Either the bottom left doe or this doe is due like Tuesday or Wednesday this coming week. So we got some more rabbit babies to show y'all. Hopefully by Wednesday we got some goat babies to show you too. Alright, so we're going to walk back over here and see if we can get Belle put up. I think she got stung on the nose by a bee. She got a little too close to the hive while she was eating, grazing. Oh, now she's pulling me. So anyway, we're going to take her over here, get her put in this other pasture, give our pasture a little rest from the heavy foot traffic. get her put in here with the horse. Give him somebody to hang out with for a while. So for myself, that crazy chicken, this very pregnant Alice goat, and this little guy here is eating my sleeve. Thanks for watching today, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.